Hi, Walter Jer-Don again with eContractors with part 2 in our 4-part series on retouch for the beginner, advanced / intermediate student with Photoshop. All right, when we left off last time, we did some stuff. Let's actually look in here and see what we did. We lightened the eyes, the brown underneath the eyes. We got rid of all these imperfections in the skin tones, as you can see. Again, this is, so we got rid of all this stuff that was just there. And again, I downloaded this photo from iStock, and you can look at the numbers here. If you want to download it yourself to work with us. If you didn't see part 1, I would actually say go back and watch part 1 before you come to part 2. Obviously, everything's going to make sense. All right, real quick now, I guess we're going to start working on the eyes. All right, so for the eyes, what we're going to do is we're actually going to use an adjustment layer. And if you watch my beginner tutorial for beginner students, you'll know that adjustment layers, the reason we use them is they're non-destructive. They're probably the best way to make corrections to a photo and actually not change the photo. Now, some of the stuff that we did in these 2 layers was destructive, but I did keep the original without touching it. So first we're going to do levels adjustment. There you go. Okay, and white reveals, black conceals. So the first thing we're going to do is conceal the entire layer. After we lighten, we're going to be working on we're going to do the eyelashes first, I think. So we'll do the eyelashes and eyebrows. Darken them up a little bit and hit OK, and then click inside our layer mask. Since black is in the background, Command Delete. Let's actually get rid of this folder. I know. I have this folder here. I have no idea why we have this folder. Okay, and I guess we just lost our adjustment layer. So we're going to do that again. We're going to darken up, bring up the base somewhere in there. Hit OK, and then Command Delete. Then we're going to take a nice soft brush. We're going to zoom in here, Command ++. And we're going to make this brush kind of small, and use your bracket keys for this. Just going to start drawing in with white, and remember, white reveals, black conceals. We're actually going to bring back in this black, how we won't, especially when you're using a flash, you lose a lot of this. It kind of flattens the image out. So what we're going to do is bring this back. You can see the black lines here, and and when we get into our advanced students, we'll actually show you how to add eyelashes back in, but this is again the intermediate. So right now we're just working on some what I call step 1, step 2 kind of stuff. And we're coming back in here, we're darkening up this. Kind of. And she really does need a few more eyelashes, but again, we'll do that in our next tutorial. You can see, kind of like see some of this stuff here. She has these eyelashes. Okay, and then we're going to come up here into our eyebrows, and we're going to darken these bad boys up how we want them. Just to bring it out. Don't worry about like all these little side hairs over here. I mean, you can actually get rid of them with your spot healing if you don't like them. But when we soften the skin, we're going to lose most of that anyhow, so I'm not too overly concerned about it. Okay. All right, now once we've done this, we want to Command Delete, or Command minus, actually. And wow, we've just ruined this girl. Just kidding here. We're going to lighten the opacity of this level to about maybe around 14%. Let's see what that looks like. Turn it on and off. You can see. And again, these are subtle changes. You don't want too much. I'm gonna make her look like a clown, but we very nicely, very easily darkened up her eyelashes and her mascara, the makeup that she put on when she's there. So let's. Very important. Just thing, a little tip here is always name your layers. So we're gonna call this eyelash. And that way we quickly reference back to it if we have to make changes on the fly. I can't stress that enough while you're working here. So we're going to do another adjustment levels layer here, and we're going to now work on the black on the outside of our eyes. So on the iris part. So we're going to darken those bad boys up like that. Okay, and Command Delete, fill it in, Command plus zoom in, grab our brush tool, and we're going to just paint in the black. This is so cool. This really makes a huge difference. This is going to make our eyes punch right out. even hit the black inside of here, the black inside of here. It's this outside ring. We call this iris ring. This is where you really make her stand out. So once that's done, you're like, ugh. Again, we've demonized her. Command minus, backing her off. And we're going to bring this down to about 30%. Let's see what it's, now watch. With, before, after, before, after, before, after. Okay, we're going to call this iris black ring. And you can name it whatever you want. It's totally up to you. It's just your workspace. Whatever it's gonna help you recall it the easiest. And then we're gonna do another levels adjustment. And in this level adjustment, we're actually gonna whiten this. Really lighten this a lot. And now we're gonna be working on the pupil part of the eye, the white of the eyes. Hit OK. Command delete. And again, we're using the same techniques for all these. Command plus, plus. Soft brush, come in here, and we're going to really just lighten up the whites of her eyes. Alright, here we go. And here we go over here. And again, I'm using the Cintiq 21UX, which makes this so much easier. Now, let's say I slip out here and I lighten that. The great thing about a layer mask is all you have to do is hit X, switch your color, and you just go back in and you can get rid of any mistakes. It's non-destructive. It's great. We can always go back to it and reference back to it whenever we want. So I'm going to go back into here and we're going to switch back. And it's just a little bit more. Another one where we're going to bring it down to, a good rule of thumb is anywhere from 30 to 40%. And again, before, after, before, after. It doesn't seem like much when you lower, but it's a lot. We're going to call this white of eyes. And then we're going to have one more adjustment layer. I'm going to come down here. And I'm actually, for some reason, using my mouse right now, but I shouldn't be. Okay. And we're going to, again, lighten this a lot. We're going to bring those midtones like that. I'm bringing this up just to bring a little of that back, make it look cool. Now we're working on the actual iris part of the eye here. You see she's got great catch lights as it is, so we don't really have to do anything with those catch lights. So, Command delete, soft brush, and we're going to come in here and we are going to just, these eyes are going to look so cool when we're done here. And you're going to just naturally be drawn to them when you look at this photo. Now, we've lightened these way too much, but again, the great thing about our layer mask is all we have to do is, again, put this down around about 38%, maybe 36. Command minus, minus, minus. Now let's look at our eyes. See how they just now punch. I mean, when you look at this photo now, let's actually make a folder. I'm going to call this eyes. We're going to pull these 4 level adjustment layers into eyes. Now let's, before, after. Before, I mean, they look great before, they look better now. Now they just really seem to, when you look at this photo, the first thing you're drawn to is those eyes, and that's exactly what you want in a portrait style photo. Something you're going to use commercially, you really want those eyes to punch out. You're trying to sell something here. Next, what we're going to do is we're going to lighten the teeth. I think we have enough time in this video to actually get into this, so we're going to come down here, and again, it's just as simple as, again, another levels adjustment. We're going to lighten up like this, bring this down a little bit like this, and this is all relative to whatever you want. You're the photographer / retoucher, so whatever you want. I'm going to call this teeth. Walnut teeth. Teeth. There you go. I don't know what I was thinking. Okay, so now what we can do is Command ++, come in, and remember whenever you hold down your Shift bar, your whatever tool you're using becomes the grab tool. So click into this. We're going to grab our brush here. make it a little bigger, which is done by your bracket keys. You should remember all this good stuff. We're going to just come in and lighten these teeth up. And she is just going to look totally goofy when we're done, but you'll see that this is a good goofy. Because you can see she has a little bit of yellow in here. And we can actually get rid of the yellow altogether. I don't think we need to. For this class, we'll do that in our advanced class. We'll get rid of the yellow first, which is basically, I'll do that a couple of different ways, but always back off. Go to 100% at least. Wow, those teeth just kill me. Talk about using some good toothpaste. But now look, if we put this down to about 40%, 41%, and we do it before and after, wow, we've just really brightened up. I would actually go down to about 30. You know, this woman would have paid at least $1,200 at the dentist for this. Maybe I should send her a bill. There you go. I don't know her name, but she owes me some money. I just brightened her teeth. Now, the other thing we could do here is on this layer here. Let's just make another layer above it just so we have the layer to reference. We're going to call this one teeth. So let's double click in this and we're going to call this teeth. Whiten. And I'm going to pause this. That's one of my clients. I'm going to turn him off right now. Because he ignored me earlier, so he's just going to have to wait now because I'm actually into this. We're going to command plus plus plus. Quick way I like to do this is I just like to get a brush, go into my color palette here, match up the color right near it, and just come in here and just kind of, we're not doing too much. Again, each time each tooth I actually match the color around it because I don't want to do too much. That was her worst part. And here she had, let's here and hit OK, and then just, oh yeah, again this girl owes me big. And then this is before and after. So now if we command minus, now look at that smile, perfect smile. Turn it off, just brightened up everything, and she looked great. All right, in our next video we're actually going to be starting to work on a little bit of makeup. We got to lighten the hair still. We got to correct the color in the shirt that she's wearing. We still got some work to do. This girl needs some help, and we're going to help her. But she's getting there. She's getting to the girl that you know how you go out on those dates with those girls, and you're like, man, and then you take them home, and 2 days later, they don't look the same. Well, this is what we're giving you. We're giving you the girl that's out on that date. So, just kidding around. All the girls are probably going to blog me that they hate me, but this is a joke, I guess. Maybe I'll edit it out. Probably not. I really don't care. So, well, make a long story short here, I think we're done for right now. Look for part 3. In part 3, we're going to do some makeup. She needs a little help with her makeup, and we're going to lighten her hair a little bit. Looks a little dull. So, all right. Thank you very much. An item in is a smart object. You can't actually make corrections to a smart object, so it converted it to a rasterized level. What the fudge? We're just going to drag it, drop it where we need it, and what you're going to look for